Hello Miners and welcome back. It is that time finally. I got my hands on some Modern Horizon 3 cards and I'm starting this off with the deck that I am personally most excited to play with the new cards. This is Eldrazi Forge combo. This is a Karn Mystic Forge deck, but we are slamming in the new Eldrazi 3-drop Glaring Fleshraker. And we are basing our whole game plan around shoving that and a bunch of the new Modern Horizon 3 cards into this deck. So normally this deck wins with an Aetherflux Reservoir or a Walking Ballista, but the new win con is Glaring Fleshraker. So it's whenever you cast a colorless spell, you get an Eldrazi Scion token, and whenever a colorless creature enters the battlefield, each opponent takes 1 damage. So basically what we're doing is we're turning all of our cheap colorless spells into pings, and churning through our deck the normal Tubro Forge, Mystic Forge, Karn combo deck. And the cool thing about these is they stack. So one of these Fleshrakers gets you 1 creature and 1 ping. 2 gets you 2 creatures and 4 pings. So it scales up exponentially with each one you get on the battlefield. And it is super, super cool. In addition to this, we are also testing out Planar Nexus, comboing that with Urza's Workshop because it is a Urza land. So we can turn Urza's Workshop into basically a Mishra's Workshop or into a soul land on itself. We are also testing out Vexing Bauble because we don't have that many 0-drops in our deck, and it shuts down our opponent's free counter magic. So it hurts our opponent far greater than it hurts us. It can also cycle if we ever need it to, so it's kind of utility. That is a card that I was scared of as a Storm player, but having it in this deck, it feels great to be able to drop that and turn off your opponent's Force of Wills, turn off your opponent's Artifact Mana, all that kind of shit. It is awesome. The last new card in this deck is Kozilek's Command, the new K command, which it does so much, especially in a deck like this, where you can basically just dump a ton of mana into it, make a ton of Scions, and then just ping your opponent for a ton. It basically turns into a fireball if you have a Glaring Fleshraker on the battlefield. It also allows you to scry and set up your turn so that you get your Fleshraker on the battlefield, you cast a huge Kozilek's Command on the end of your opponent's end step, find what you need to be able to just start popping off the next turn, and set up so that you draw the cards you need, set up what you're going to draw for the next turn, and then if you have a Mystic Forge, you can even pick what's going to be on top after that if you cast it for enough mana. So I am super, super excited to try this deck. Like I said, this is the deck I'm most excited about with the new Modern Horizons 3 cards. It has the most new cards in it, so I wanted to start off with this one. So let's take this through a league, see if the new Eldrazi is a perfect fit for this kind of Turbo Mystic Forge one-ring Karn deck, and see if we can just ping our opponents to death with the new Modern Horizon 3 Eldrazi, and see if we can tear up a league, and see how it looks now that Modern Horizon 3 is actually out there, and if we run into any other new cards. I will catch you all in the wrap-up. Alright, let's go. This is some Modern Horizons 3 time. I am so excited to get to play this deck right now. This was probably the deck I was most excited to play, and we're going to go ahead and keep this. This is a turn 2 Karn, or just start going the Construct Beatdown route. And we have a redundant Urza Saga. Alright, so opponent could be on... Okay, ban Stifle Knot, ban something. Okay, it's a Green Sun deck, so we're going to have to watch out for Collector Oof Game 1. And they're already starting out with a pretty strong start, if we're being honest here. That being said, if we really want to, we could actually exile this Dryad Arbor if we wanted to. But we're going to stick with the original plan here and just see if maybe our Construct Beatdown can get us there if we needed to. And then, like I said, worst case scenario, this is a turn 2 Karn. So, but yeah, this is the deck that I'm most excited to play for Modern Horizons 3. It also has the most new cards in it. Okay, so this is Maverick. Interesting. Okay. So in theory, we shouldn't have too much that we need to worry about in terms of counter magic. But they do have a blue splash, so this actually might be Nadu Maverick. And luckily, Kozilek's Command gets around Mother Runes because it's colorless. And yeah, that's a fun little sneaky thing there. Holy shit. We might just be on like straight up Construct Beatdown path here. We are going to go ahead and pass the turn just in case we need to go after a Nadu. The only problem is with Nadu, we're 1 mana away from being able to actually do it. It'll be next turn that we can. But they would need to have land, Nadu, and Shuko all in their hand. Well, there's the land. There's also a world where, depending on what we do, we just slam a Karn so they can't activate Shuko. I thought about doing that this turn. But, ooh, they got black mana. That's interesting. Well, there's Nadu. Let's see if they've got the Shuko. Okay. Noble Hierarch, that's fine. They don't have Shuko. So there's a very good possibility we're going to go ahead and just slam Karn next turn. And we're going to just start getting kind of crazy with these constructs. Yeah, so they've got 2 cards in hand. We're about to shut down. Alright, do I have the mana to be able to do everything I want to here? No. So we're going to tap for mana. We're going to go get Vexing Bauble, which is what I was starting to say, is we're going to shut down any of their free counter magic by grabbing Vexing Bauble. So they cannot, whatchamacallit us here, Force of Will us. I'm tempted to just kill Nadu right now, but if I can slam Karn, they can't do anything about it anyways. So I think that's what we're going to do here, is just slam Karn, plus it so it can survive any kind of stupid combat tricks they can do here. And this shuts down Shuko anyways, so they can't just pop off from here. And they don't have enough damage through stuff to be able to kill off Karn anyways. They would need, like, double Hierarchs. Okay, so I guess that's one way they can get around it, technically. Okay, Thalia's fine. I don't really care about that at the moment. I think next turn we're just gonna kill Shuko, or kill Nadu. Okay, that gives us some mana back, actually. And we can actually, Kozilek's command is like a pseudo ritual too, because like we actually get a bunch of dorks back for it. And at most they can do 4 damage to Karn. Oh, I guess it's technically 5 damage. Yeah, that's totally fine though. And depending on what we do next turn, we can either try to go off with Mystic Forge, or we can just Kozilek's command and make a shitload of blockers. Alright, well they've got protection for Nadu now. Or protection for Thalia if they want to go that route. So what do I want to do here? I could try to go off with Mystic Forge. I could hold up Kozilek's command, take out Thalia, see what they do. Because the problem is we could also go after Nadu. That might be better because we can block Thalia, whereas Nadu we can't. Alright, yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to just pop off here. Alright, yeah. So, basically, long story short, is what I'm saying is we're going to try to go after Nadu, probably beginning of combat, and then just max out how many of these we can go ahead and do. Unfortunately, it will give them more lands and shit, but we'll see what they do here. Because we'll be able to block all the ground forces to be able to protect Karn. Alright, begin combat. I think we're going to go to the declare attacker step just to see who they try to get in with first before we do anything here. They're getting in just Nadu, or just Karn. Okay, that's fine. And then we are going to go ahead and do this. We are going to create X Scions, exile target creature, target us, target Nadu. That's our 2, 3, 4, and this will be 5 for X equals 3. Alright, X equals 3. We've got all of our stuff. They can bounce Nadu and replay it if they want to, but I still believe that this resolves to the best of its ability, if I remember correctly. Drew a Thalia. Yep, they bounce Nadu. That's fine. They get a Verdant out of the deal, which is fine. This still resolves to give us 3 dudes. So this gives us some extra mana also to try to go off with. This also taps out Karakas, so if I can find a way to kill Thalia, I have an opportunity to here. It might be worth just going and grabbing Argenta Masticore, honestly. Alright, they're going to play an Outland Liberator, so they can take out something. The question is are they going to take out Vexing Bauble? Or are they going to take out my Urza's Saga? And we know one of the cards in hand is a Thalia, and one is a Nadu, so Unless that last card is a Force of Will or shit still... Okay, they're going after the Urza Saga, which I'm actually more okay with that than anything else. So we know whatever we do this turn is going to resolve. The hope is we can just kind of go crazy with this Mystic Forge. Lava Spur Boots. Okay. Actually, hold on a second here. Is there anything I want to grab with Karn that would be able to shut off what our opponent is doing entirely? No. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start off with Mystic Forge. Unfortunately, Mishra's Workshop is not what we wanted to see on top. Into another Mystic Forge. We can cast another one. If their last card is Shuko, that sucks, but it might be worth dropping our guard for. So that'd be 1, 2, 3. Play Mystic Forge into another Karn, so they could have one turn with Shuko to do things. Are we okay with drawing the Karn is the question. Or do we want to try to high roll and go further? I don't think we do. Let's force them to go after Karn. Alright, so we're going to force them to go after Karn because we have a redundant one anyways. This Thalia is mildly annoying. Okay, Endurance is fine. I don't really care about that. We're doing a lot of damage to ourselves with these Ancient Tombs, though. Targeting Nadu again to draw a card. Drew a Knight of the Reliquary. There is a world where we try to turtle up behind a, whatchamacallit? Ensnaring Bridge, which we might just do that next turn. Alright, so they're going after him. That's fine. So the question is one of the last cards Shuko to just start going crazy? Looks like it. No, Knight of the Reliquary. Okay. I'm okay with that. Alright. So we draw Karn. Into a Fleshraker. Does that help us? So I can do 6 damage to myself and try to go off? Well, we're going to start out with the Fleshraker. Into a Manifold Key. So I have just enough mana to be able to Karn and then one more card. And then that gives me 2 mana to try to do things with. Alright, let's play out that. This is ultimately... Well, that's actually mana negative. Do I need to try to go and high roll this? Probably. And I've still got 1 mana left over. So this gives me 2 mana total. Okay, that buys me some time. Or buys me some life, I should say. However, I think I'm just dead on the crackback. Is there any way that I can get down Lava... No, I would need... Even a 0-drop artifact doesn't do it. Yeah, I think we lost... Yeah, we lost this one. We'll go to the next one. They just had too much pressure on board before I could, like, turtle up or anything. I will say, this is the type of shell that I think Nadu is best in. I do not think Nadu is a... infect card at all. We can probably take a Lava Spur Boost, take out 1 Basalt Monolith, and run it back like this. If they didn't have that Karakas, that would have been a vastly different game, and I really think the Karakas is what won it for him, but we'll try those changes. I don't think Lava Spur Boots is relevant, and Basalt Monoliths are their worst monoliths, so we'll try that. Okay, give us a pretty nutty hand deck. This is arguably pretty nutty, so we're going to go ahead and keep this. I guess we are going to put them to the force check and see what happens here. We will see if they decide to force the mana, or if they're going to try to force the payoff. Okay, they seem to be F6'd. Or maybe not, I don't know. Well, we're going to see what they do here. Well, let's see if they got the force. Mindbreak Trap, okay. Well, we also have a Dismember for Nadu if they can get it down, so I'm not super concerned yet. The worst thing they could have is if they just, like, randomly have Wasteland in this deck. Noble Hierarch, that's fine. Paradox Engine is nice. I can't do anything with it yet, so we're just going to pass the turn. I should be able to play it next turn, depending on what our opponent does here. And as long as they don't have a Force of Will, also. Okay, Collector Reef is fine. We can kill that. Well, hopefully we can kill that. If they... Okay, so at least Collector Reef is dead. So we are still alive to mana. Okay, Ancient Tomb is good. I like that. Does that give me enough mana to play Paradox Engine yet? No. So we will pass the turn. Okay, unfortunately this means that we don't have a way to deal with Nadu, but it also means that they don't have counter magic, or they would have used it to protect that Collector Roof. Okay, Knight of the Reliquary is fine. This is going to be painful to do this, but hopefully we draw something to be able to just start going off with Paradox Engine. Not really what I was looking for, but it works to be able to get down Paradox Engine. And then I'm going to leave Paradox Engine up and just play, or Basalt Monolith up and just play Paradox Engine. So now, assuming we hit something to be able to have a payoff, we're off to the races. Alright, Dryad Arbor for turn. They still have 3 mana. They can go tutor a land. They theoretically have Nadu plus Shuko. Alright, they're going for a land. Are they just going for a wasteland? Yes. What are they going after? They're going after the Saga. Okay. So we're still just in a position where if we can hit... Okay, is this for Gaddock Teeg? Yes. Okay. So now we need, like, a Fleshraker to go off. I mean, that's mana. I think they just had it. Like, in my testing, Mavericky-style decks like this are incredibly hard for this deck. Because they've got Collector Roof, they've got Gaddock Teeg, like, these are the type of decks that prey on artifact decks like this, so I'm not super surprised if this is what's going on. And I'm dead in a turn. I probably should have held on to that Mox Opal to see... okay, yeah, we're just 100% dead here. We'll see what our draw is, but there's nothing that gets us out of this. Yeah, okay. Unfortunately, like I was saying, this is the type of deck that fucking preys on our deck, is these Mavericky... They just have so much hate for specifically what we're trying to do, but oh well, it was so cool at least being able to see a Modern Horizons 3 card in our first match, so on to the next one. Alright, round 2, won the die roll. Let's see if our opponent's actually on goblins or not. If I had a monolith, I would consider keeping this, but I don't. So I think we're going to ship this one. Again, this is a similar problem. Like, I think we're going to go ahead and try this one. I think we're going to put the well, no, because the Basalt Monolith can work with Key to do some dumb shit. Let's pull it back Lava Spur Boots for now. Alright, we are going to start off with Inventor's Fair. And we're going to play a turn 2 Fleshraker, probably. Either that, or we might do Basalt Monolith into Fleshraker, even though it's, like, mana neutral. Alright, so opponent could be on something other than goblins by the look of it. Reanimator, Storm... Okay, looks like Reanimator. I guess we're going to see if they have the turn 1 into a Gristlebrand. So I'm going to guess yes. Do you have Reanimate opponents? Yes. Okay. I mean, we'll just see what they do here, see how crazy they get. If they go to... Luckily, they can only do that once, but... I don't know. We'll see. If they go to discard our hand, we honestly might just go ahead and scoop up to try to hide some information. They know we're on an artifact deck, but they don't know what kind. And seeing as this is more traditional Reanimator and not Rescaminator by the look of it, I feel a lot better in our post-sideboard matches. We also don't have a ton of creatures for our opponent to try to get from us. Yeah, we're just going to go to the next one. We're going to hide information. We're like 99% dead here anyways. So we're just going to go to the next one. Yeah, we weren't going to be able to do anything next turn anyways, which is fine. That being said, we are bringing in Ley Lines. I don't think Lava Spur is particularly relevant. Probably take out the Basalt Monoliths, and let's try something like that. This is unkeepable. We gotta ship that. This is interesting. Against my better judgment, I think we're gonna go ahead and keep this, because it shuts off their graveyard, and we have nothing that we give a shit about them taking. So we're gonna put back the redundant Kozilek's command. Play that. And we will run out our key. They kept 7. Alright, we'll run out Planar Nexus, run out our key. That way we are live to drawing a monolith next turn. Okay, they're probably going to take our Mystic Forge, which is fine. But like I said, we're a deck that has... We only have 4 creatures in this deck. So there's not really going to be anything for them to reanimate on us. Yep, took the Mystic Forge, which is fine. Oh, they're just going to take the K command while they're at it? Okay. That's fine. I mean, basically we're just looking for mana at this point now. I'm okay with Urza's Saga. That's going to give us constructs here starting next turn. I can go get another key. I can go get a bauble if we think we need that. And our opponent's stuck on land, so I'm a-okay with that. Lotus Petal, okay. Because they have so much discard, I actually might hold on to this, just in case we hit a Fleshraker, and just in case we want to make them blow more, whatchamacallit, discard spells and damage themselves. Alright, no creatures yet, or no other lands. And we're gonna make a dude. Into that, we're just gonna make another dude. And then I think we're gonna go ahead and go grab a Vexing Bauble. Or no, because that's gonna shut down our own stuff here. It shuts down their Griefs and their Lotus Petals, but that's it. Let's just grab another key. We are gonna run out what's in our hand now to make our constructs bigger. Maybe I should have kept Lava Spur Boots in. Like, this would be a prime example for keeping it in. They'd be almost dead by now, but I feel like most of the time we're not playing that game. They are staring down lethal here. I don't know if there's any one draw that can get them out of this. Because, like, a Serenity still has to wait until their next upkeep to work. I suppose they could Wear Tear. Alright, they scooped it up. We had them. Alright, cool. Unfortunately, now they know more about what's going on in our deck. With that being said, I think we'll take out 1K command and bring back in the Lava Spur Boots just to be safe. And try that. So this is a great hand if it wasn't going to get completely fucking obliterated. So I think we gotta mulligan this one. This is turn 1 Graveyard Hate, so I think we might actually... Is this turn... No, this isn't turn 1 Graveyard Hate. This is turn 2 Graveyard Hate. The question is are they keeping a defensive hand or are they keeping an aggressive hand? I think we're going to keep this, hoping that they are on a defensive hand, and not just a, like, up, pop off, fill the graveyard turn 1. Alright, it looks like they are not on that kind of hand at the moment. Okay, so we're going to start off here, get this down. Alright, see what this does. I'm also in a position where, in theory, okay, they're not going to be able to just auto-bin something in unless they get lucky off of this. Okay, it's an Underground Sea, so they're on blue. Show and Tell could be a thing. I was going to say, they don't have Entomb, otherwise I would have grabbed an untapped land. Blue means they could have Force of Will, which is scary. A Serenity here is also scary. Grief is annoying, but not the end of the world. It hits 1 card, and then we just go for Construct Beatdown. Like, they could reanimate it to have a body if they want to, but that's fine. We also are live to just so many top decks. Okay, there's the Serenity, which we kind of knew to expect anyways. Which means I think we're going to go ahead and just get in now. Get our damage in because we know it's all going to disappear next turn anyways. Just to try to shut down some of their more aggressive lines of being able to reanimate. Or make it harder anyways. And all of their discard is basically dead at this point. And we have enough mana to cast basically anything we draw. And our hand is straight land, so their discard is blank. Alright, so they don't seem to have anything yet. Into a Grim Monolith. We are going to run that out just to get it out. Like, we want to keep our hand as empty as possible. And we're just hoping that, like, they don't find a way to end the game. And it seems like so far, so good. Like, a One Ring would be great. Another Karn would be great. Mystic Forge is fantastic. Unfortunately, Leyline of the Void is not going to be happening. Grim Monolith. Play another one. Into a Planar Nexus. Okay. So unfortunately, that's the end of our chain there. Alright, there's an Entomb. Put a Gristlebrand in. They can get Gristlebrand back and activate it once. But we are in a position where we can do some dumb shit also. Apparently they're looking for a reanimation spell, is what it looks like. Oh, forgot to adjust that before started recording. My bad. Alright, they're not just like snap pitching stuff at the moment, so I feel good about that. Chucked an Archon and an Unmask. They have another land. Exhume. Okay. So they can activate Gristlebrand twice. And if they activate Gristlebrand twice, we're pretty much just like, one good series of top decks away from just destroying our opponent with Fleshraker. If they activate it again, literally just Fleshraker into a colorless spell and they're dead. Okay, well, we can't do anything, so we'll go ahead and just F6 through this, I guess. Like, a Karn into an Ensnaring Bridge is also very good. We basically have, like, 2 to 3 look. Go ahead, Grief Mate. It's a land. You can't take it. And he is starting to get low on cards. So, Serenity number 2. Okay, so this is our turn. We got to do it this turn. Like, this is it. This is the turn to do things. A Planar Nexus. That's not good. Okay, the One Ring gets us out of this. Kind of, I should say. Let's go ahead and draw. K command. Does that do anything for us here? Alright, we lose that. I'm trying to think. We probably need to untap the One Ring with this. And then we can draw 2 more into a workshop. Fleshraker. We have a pro everything, but all of our cards are going to disappear next turn. We're going to get the Fleshraker down. They can't gain life next turn, so this gives us a chance to be able to K-command into some crazy shit to kill our opponent. And then all of this goes away, other than the One Ring, which is fine. There's nothing I can do here. They could, in theory, they could get something to discard the K-command, but they also can't gain any life currently. Because even if they get back Archon, which would kill them unless it's an Exhume or something, can't target us. So they don't even get the ETB trigger. 4 mana, just playing a Grief? Yep, just running out of Grief. Basically just so that they have lethal next turn, I believe, is what they're trying to do here. I mean, they have lethal pretty much regardless, so I'm not super sure why they did that, but we also can exile Grief if we need to. Alright. Alright, Mishra's Workshop. Let's draw some cards. Okay, so now we can start kind of doing stuff. Always yield to this. We just need to string together 8 cards. Put that down. We will do this to play Manifold Key. To untap the ring to draw some more. We will untap the ring. Draw 4. Sacrifice these to play a Grim Monolith. Get the Grim Monolith. Pay 3 mana. Play Manifold Key. I think we get there. I'd be very surprised if we don't from here. Because we're about to draw 5 more, unless it's like straight lands. This should get us there. Okay. And worst case scenario, we can get another the One Ring to save us another turn. So this is 3. I have the mana. I haven't played a land yet this turn, right? No. Okay, so I've got 3 mana. Oh, I have all the mana in the world. I'm an idiot. I forgot I can sacrifice these Scions. And this is just lethal here, because this is going to hit the battlefield. And then just sacrifice all of these to cast the One Ring. And that kills our opponent. And that's lethal. We got there. Took down Reanimator. Alright. Taking down Reanimator. I like it. On to the next one. Okay, so apparently my computer didn't register me clicking record for the first match, or the first game of this match, so I'm going to recap it here. So let's go through, see what happens here. So I end up winning, or losing the die roll. I decide to keep this because it's a pretty good hand to be able to ramp out a ton of mana, and I'll be able to cast anything that I draw. So I decide to keep it. Opponent starts out with a Leyline of Sanctity, and I have no idea what they're on at this point. I'm thinking this is some kind of degenerate combo at first, but not knowing what they're on. Seeing them play out a Snow-Covered Forest, I kind of start thinking, okay, maybe this is 12 post or something, especially when they play the Candelabra of Tawnos. So I'm kind of thinking this is going to be a ramp strategy of some sort. So I'm basing my game plan around that. Drawing Glaring Fleshraker is great. I decide, okay, we're just going to run it out, get pressure on the board as quickly as possible. So run out my land, Lotus Petal, Grim Monolith, play Fleshraker, and then drop a Mox Opal to create a dude and burn them. And I'm like, okay, I know this kind of just shits my whole hand out. I'm banking on top decks now, but I wanted to get pressure down. I know that I have more guaranteed damage if I need it. And worst case scenario, I can always K-command for 2. At this point, they play Argothian Enchantress. I'm like, okay, they're on Enchantress, so I need to win fast before they can do anything too crazy. So I am in aggro mode at this point. Manifold Key is the best thing possible. Go ahead, untap my Grim Monolith. Now I can K-command for a shitload on their end step and just do a ton of burn that way. So run out the Mox Opal, make another dude, move to attacks, get in. I will fully admit, over the course of this match, you will see that I miss attacking quite a few times because I am just so fucking tired at this point. But I am in hyper aggro mode. My plan at this point is I'm just going to K-command for as large as I can on their end step, or if they try to remove the Fleshraker, they play out another Candelabra, so I'm like, okay, if they ever hit a Sanctuary at this point, they are just going to have asinine amounts of mana, and there's nothing I'm going to be able to do about it. But seeing as at this point I can K-command for 5, it's like a pseudo-ritual because I'm going to end up getting 6 tokens total, and I'm setting up my next turns. So at this point, I see everything like, okay, Manifold Key and Mystic Forge. I want to draw Mystic Forge now. I want Manifold Key as my draw for next turn, and then I can just go to the races and just burn the opponent out super fast if I do that. So here we go. Doing exactly what I said I was going to do. Mystic Forge. Need to get that off at the top. A land. Got to get rid of that. So, key, untap Forge. Get rid of the land. Another Mystic Forge on top. I'm like, okay, let's do it. Play Mystic Forge. Keep going. At this point, I am going to go ahead and try to just pummel this out as quickly as possible. So I decided, I kind of waffled between untapping the Mystic Forge to get rid of the Mystic Forge, or doing the line that I just did there because it resulted in more mana once I did the math, to get another Mystic Forge down. I don't have the mana for the One Ring, unfortunately. I had a Grim Monolith, mana positive, just go into the races here. Unfortunately, this is where I do fizzle. And I'm like, alright, well, it's on the opponent now, find a way to kill me. Clicked through the attack step by accident. I told you, I'm super tired at this point. I'm missing all sorts of stuff. Opponent grabs a Lush Portico, takes a while deciding what they want to do, and ends up binning a land. So at this point, I'm like, alright, they're going to get some draw on, but it seems like mana is their bottleneck at this point, and they don't have a whole lot relevant going on. They did draw the Ossification to get rid of the glaring Fleshraker, so it's like, okay, my main win con is gone at this point, but I have so much mana and can just churn through my deck at breakneck speed at this point that as long as they don't do anything here, I can very easily snap back from this with no problem. So they pass the turn, top deck a Karn, we're off to the races now. They're not going to cast anything that is relevant for free, so I don't need the Bauble. I also look at this, do the math, and I'm like, wait, I have enough to be able to go grab Mycosynth Guardian at this point? So I just decide I'm going for lethal. I'm going to go ahead and just grab the Mycosynth Guardian and lock him out of the game. So end up playing Mycosynth Guardian, and after I end up paying for it, pass the turn, and they scoop it up. And I will catch you live for game number 2. Alright, so apparently my mouse didn't register when I clicked record, so we are on game 2 of match 3 against Enchantress. We took down match 1. They kind of just didn't really do a whole lot. So we will see from here. This is actually pretty good. I think we're going to go ahead and keep this, because we can play Might and Key on turn 1, Fleshraker on turn 2, or possibly get a Karn or play Mystic Forge. So we have a bunch of stuff that we can do here. And luckily, the opponent doesn't have a Leyline this game, so... Okay, I like Mindbreak Trap a lot. And we've got pressure on the board. We do need a way to be able to use Haywire Might to kill an enchantment if we need to. But we'll see. Like I said, I do like having Mindbreak Trap a lot. And I also missed it. We are graced with Cosmo. Being a good boy, but also a little shit knocking stuff over on my desk. Alright, opponent decided to bin an Elephant Grass. Another Soul Land would be nice. Either that, or if I could hit a Mox Opal. A Lotus Petal would be kind of nice, too. Stony Silence. Okay. Well, the nice part is Planar Nexus actually can filter mana for us. And with a Grim Monolith, that's probably exactly what we're going to do, assuming that they don't just pop off here. Like, end of our turn... Oh, shit, I should have attacked there. I forgot that I can attack with Haywire Might. It's been a long day. So assuming they don't just pop off here, we're going to blow Stony Silence on their end step, and then proceed to just pop the fuck off with either Karn or Mystic Forge or something. Sithis is fine. I'm not super concerned about that. Wild Growth. Okay, so they're just ramping. Okay, So we're gonna do some damage to ourselves, but we're gonna blow up this Stony Silence. Make mana. Filter into green. Oh, shit, I can't activate it. Never mind. I'm an idiot. I forgot that I can't actually activate Haywire Might. Oops. Oopsies. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna do this the hard way then. Like, luckily this doesn't stop us from being able to, cast things, but I totally forgot it doesn't let me activate Haywire Might. Oops. Like I said, it's been a long fucking day. They might have this one just because I punted that entirely. Actually, turn off auto yields. So that's one spell. That's two spells. The next spell I can Mindbreak Trap if I need to. And the next part is as long as I'm casting things, it lets me ramp still, so it's not like I'm totally out of this. We're gonna go ahead and not let them get a second Enchantress down. On thin ice? Yeah. The problem is like, so this getting rid of Glaring Fleshraker is huge here. We're effectively dead at this point. I'll give it another draw step or two, because we could have some insane top decks off of, and they had another Enchantress anyways. Nice. We could have some insane top decks off of a Mystic Forge. Or we could try to turtle up behind a Karn is another option. Yeah, let's... I'm one mana away from being able to just go ahead and Mycosynth lock them. So I think I'm going to go ahead and play toward that. Yeah, let's... The problem is it locks me out of the game too. I could also Argenta Masticore and try to get us into a just sit here and not do anything. Oh no, we'll see. Argenta Masticore is something that can attack. But we'll see what they do here. We have nothing to do, so we'll have 6 through the turn and see how crazy they can get. Unfortunately, everything they draw is 2 cards now. So like, that's one of the things. Like I like Enchantress as a deck, but playing against it is kind of shitty, because like there's a very good chance that they just win here, but it's non-deterministic, and you still have to go through the motions. Alright, play another Stony Silence. Like, we'll sit here, see if they actually present a win con. But, like, their limiting factor right now is mana. If they hit a Serra Sanctum, then they basically just have unlimited mana at that point. But at this point, it's basically just mana is their limiting factor. Okay, well, I'll consider that a win con. Even if I turtle up at this point, they got it. We'll go to the next one. Yeah, that... It is what it is. I forgot the Haywire might get shut down. It is what it is. I don't know if I want to change anything for next game. Maybe bring in some dismembers. Actually, I don't even think we need to... yes, no, maybe. Maybe take out some K commands because they're a little slower. But these do act as burn. Let's just take out one K command, bring in one dismember, try that. Okay, give me a good hand deck. This is pretty fucking sweet, so we're going to keep this. We're going to go ahead and run this out. They shouldn't be able to do anything too crazy to stop me on turn 1. Turn 2 could be a problem if they have Stony Silence, but unfortunately this deck has Argenta Masticore is the only way out. Like, a Forge would be, or a Monolith would be great here. I'm assuming this, no, on green, okay, interesting. If it was white, it would 100% meant that they had Stony Silence. Glaring Fleshraker, interesting. Do I want to play that? Or do I want to just start trying to do shit? I think I want to start just trying to do things here. See how crazy I can get with this. Because if I can get a couple of Paradox Engine, I can Paradox Engine next turn, but it doesn't really do anything at the moment. So I think we want to get rid of that. Into a Mox Opal. Okay, this is actually being able to get down Fleshraker. Keep the new one. Tap for mana. Play this one. Tap for mana. Play a Fleshraker. And then we've got a Saga next turn. Oh, god damn it, I can't. I forgot. It doesn't tap for colorless mana. God damn it. Okay, so I did that for nothing then. Let's just keep going. Still learning these new cards. Okay, so I Saga'd into Saga. Alright. Well, that was a whole bunch of Mox Opals wasted for nothing because I'm an idiot, but I guess we'll see. We just gotta dodge a, whatchamacallit. It's 2 green mana. That's not... Okay, Argothian Enchantress is fine. That's not a whatchamacallit. That's not a Stony Silence. White mana, green mana, and no Wild Growth. Okay, so they're trying to get their engine online. So we'll see what we can get here. Grim Monolith, I like that. So we're going to go ahead and play Fleshraker, because I'm actually doing it right this time. Tap this, play Grim Monolith. And this is where we hope that we can kind of just pop off. Alright, another Grim Monolith is nice. That was 2, so if they have Mindbreak Trap, they're free to do their thing. Okay, I don't hate K Command. Tap for mana. Let's go ahead and play the One Ring. Try to draw this K Command. Swiftfoot Boots is mana neutral. Manifold Key is mana neutral as well. Into another Monolith, which, let's do that. Into a land. So let's tap this. Untap the One Ring. Draw with the One Ring. Into another land. Let's go ahead and... What would this be? K Command for 1? This is 4. Yeah, K Command for 1. Scry X, make a dude. Oh, but I have... Never mind, I can't do that. I have protection from everything. So let's untap the One Ring. Draw again into a Karn. Let's play a land, because we haven't played one yet. Cast this, play a Karn. Into a Paradox Engine. Is there any way I can get enough mana for that? I've got 2 mana. No. So I have to do this. Get rid of it. Into the One Ring. I have 2 mana. Is there anything I can do here? I can get something out of the sideboard that costs 1 or 2 mana. I can get a Liquid Metal Coating and shut off their big land, or I can shut off their white land. Yes. Let's grab Liquid Metal Coating. Cast Liquid Metal Coating. Get this, and then in their upkeep, I actually am going to go after their land that produces more mana. I could have attacked here, but I don't think it was worth it. Yeah, and then in their upkeep, we're going to shut down their land that produces more mana. And I have another Fleshraker. Again, this doesn't stop me from casting stuff and playing it off the top of my library. Alright, and we got there. Cool. Let's just see what our next card was going to be. Okay, yeah, we were off to the races. Cool. Taking out Enchantress. I like it. On to the next one. Alright, heartily lost the die roll this round. I actually kind of like this hand quite a bit. Turn 1 Vexing Bauble into Mishra's Workshop, so forces are turned off. Like, it's a little bit of a slow hand, but I like it overall, so I think I'm going to keep it. Hopefully our opponent is not on some kind of crazy fast combo deck. Alright, so let's see what our opponent's doing here. Okay, so this isn't screaming super fast combo vibes yet. Into a Grim Monolith. That's interesting. I actually like this a lot because it's going to make a key very good when this saga pops off. It's going to be a little annoying if our opponent is on a Wasteland style deck, but we have a redundant Urza Saga. I think they care about this, is what this looks like. Alright, so this could be Rescaminator, and they want to be able to keep their counter magic up. Yes, looks like Rescaminator. So I'm going to have to worry about counter magic. However, if it takes them off of a land, hopefully they don't have a Brainstorm. Yeah, opponent does not have a Brainstorm. If they Wasteland this, it just sets them back a land because we have a redundant one anyways. Okay, no Wasteland. Okay. I don't hate that. They very much cared about... Okay, this actually does quite a bit. So assuming that this doesn't get countered, which I'd be surprised if they countered this, but they might. They did not. Okay. Unfortunately, I am leaving Fleshraker in a position where it could be countered because I want to get the body off of the Lotus Petal. Well, okay, got 2 forces out of hand for that. Okay. We are going to go ahead and just run this petal out now then. Because our plan is make a do, get Lava Spur Boots, probably be able to... Or actually, no. Make a dude, get a key, play Karn is the hope. Assuming that they don't have a Wasteland. If they have a Wasteland, then we just play the other Urza Saga and probably still play Karn and pop our pedal. Chose not to. Okay, they're on Esper something. Interesting. Okay. So we're not going to bother making a dude here. Especially because we hit an Ancient Tomb. Go grab a key. I know technically I should have grabbed Manifold Key. It is technically the better key. But I'm not super concerned about it at the moment. This also allows Urza's Workshop to be able to tap for more mana. Alright, that resolved. What do I want out of my sideboard? Let's go ahead and grab Liquid Metal Coating and start trying to chop them off of lands. I also have the mana to be able to just One Ring here, but I think I want to start trying to screw their mana over. And then in their upkeep, I think I'm going to tap down their white source. Because I don't care about discard at this point. Yeah, let's tap down their white. And at this point, I can, depending on what I draw, I can either try to go for the Microsynth lock. Okay, they had white mana anyways. What is this, pest control? Yes. Do I care about this at all? Not particularly, that's fine. It wipes out a key, but it gives me the important stuff still. And now I'm just going to go after their black mana. Just make it so that they don't have access to everything. Another Karn, okay. That's fine. Let's go ahead and eat their black source. And I can go ahead and just make constructs. And then grab Lava Sphere Boots off of one of them. Miracle, a Triumph of St. Catherine. Okay, that's fine. I'm not particularly worried about that. Like, my constructs will be big enough that that doesn't matter. What do we draw? We draw Lotus Petal. Well, let's make a dude. What do I want to grab here? Because my dudes are now big enough that I don't care. I guess probably just grab another key. Kill that thing. Play a Lotus Petal so that my creatures are bigger than theirs. And then pass the turn. I actually could play another Karn, but I don't think I see the point at this point. Okay, they can get rid of a land. I don't really care about that, but then it puts them down mana too. They want to get in with their Triumph, that's fine. Okay, apparently they want to get in. I will 100% block, that's fine. Or are they just going to plow it? Okay, they're going to plow it so that they trade, that's fine. Alright, so they can't possibly have a counter spell here. Alright, and they scoop it up. They see that I can go get Microsynth Lattice at that point, which is 100% what I was about to go do. So, against what our opponent's doing, let's bring in Dismember. I kind of want to bring in Leyline of the Void, because it shuts down the Triumph of St. Cast stuff, and I have a feeling they have, like, Snapcasters, and they probably have Murktide Regent and shit like that. Let's go ahead and take up Assault Monoliths. Vexing Bauble seems very good. K-Command seems eh. I'm super iffy on Lava Sphere Boots. It lets me go super aggro, but it also... I don't know if going super aggro is going to be the ideal plan here. So let's try taking one of those out. Take out one Paradox Engine. Try something like that. So I like this. We're going to go ahead and keep this. This is a turn 1 Glaring Fleshraker if I want it to be. Into a turn 2 Karn, possibly, if they don't have counter magic. Dismember's interesting. The question is how crazy do I want to get here? I think we're just going to go balls to the wall. They're doing something here. Okay, they're just going to daze it? Okay. It actually could have been a lot worse. Like, that actually could have been a lot worse. Like, the Grim Monolith being countered isn't the worst thing in the world. This being a City of Traders is a little awkward, but... if they wasteland it, they wasteland it. We can also try to go for a Karn, because they clearly got rid of one card. I could also go for the Fleshraker, or I can go for the One Ring. I think I'd rather go for Fleshraker at this point. See if this ends up resolving at all. Alright, that resolved. I can get a dude off of this now. And unless they have Snuff Out, they don't have a 1-mana way to kill Fleshraker off of what the board currently is. So I'm not super concerned about that yet. They could always hit white land, like, swords this, which it looks like they might have been thinking about that. So the question is do I want to One Ring or do I want a Karn here? Or I can try to go for another Fleshraker. That might actually be the better option here. Yeah, let's just try to go for another Fleshraker. It appears as though they are F6'd. Possibly. Alright. And luckily a whatchamacallit, I mean, this could be like a surprise Snapcaster block, which it looks like it might be, but it means that it gets a Snapcaster out of their hand. Or this could be Bowmaster, even. Okay, Bowmaster, that's fine. Yep, so they get rid of one of them, but I've still got the other one. Okay, that's fine. I also could dismember this Bowmaster if I think I need to. Unfortunately, it would mean that I don't have enough mana to do anything next turn. Okay, that's annoying. We'll see if they decide to... Okay, they didn't decide to do that in upkeep. Okay, well, we're going for broke. Make a dude. Looks like this might resolve. No? No. Hardcast Force Negation. Okay, that's fine. This is a free attack for us, then. Alright, if I was brainstorming. If I have to, I can kill this Bowmasters. I'm kind of surprised that they aren't just snapping off this Wasteland yet. Which makes me think that they have another hard counter. Head into our turn. See if we get to untap with both of our lands. Mystic Forge. That doesn't do anything, unfortunately. I'm not going to attack into another Bowmaster. Lorien revealed. Okay. Unfortunately, us not hitting lands means this is kind of sort of slipping away a bit. But we'll see. I might just kill this Bowmaster's end of turn just to try to get some action off of it. Been to Force of Will. Interesting. Brainstorm. Okay. Alright. They're deciding to go after the mana, finally. We're going to go ahead and just kill this. Or attempt to. See if we can get some action out of their hand. Alright. They let it go. A Soul Land to get down this Mystic Forge would be great. Soul Land? Manifold Key. Okay. I mean, we'll play it. It gives us a dude. It gives us mana. Alright, I'm not going to attack into another possible, whatchamacallit here. Bowmaster. Like, I don't like where we are, but we are still somehow winning this at the moment. What are they going to get back? Getting back a Brainstorm, okay. So we know they draw Brainstorm for turn. And there's the Brainstorm, okay. And do another land, so they can shuffle if they want to. They do, okay. Orcish Bowmasters, okay. What are they going to ping? Do they have two Bowmasters? Is that what's going on here? Apparently, okay. So a land to get down this Mystic Forge would be huge right now. Hopefully they don't have, like, blue card pitch spell here. Land? Okay, City of Traders. I like that. Alright, don't counter me, bro. Don't have a force. I can pay for a daze. Oh my god, it's a force. Okay. Well, they're in top deck mode, we're in top deck mode. The difference is we can land a Karn into a Ponder, okay. So they're getting some selection on. Like, I can Karn into a whatchamacallit. Chose not to shuffle, that's scary. I can Karn into a Lattice. Or not Lattice, Ensnaring Bridge. Is this a Murktide region? This looks like a Murktide region. Yes. Okay, so they're out of cards. Mox Opal. I can Karn, grab Ensnaring Bridge, and I'm dead. Yeah, they got this one. They have Xaxes to be able to win, so we'll go on to the next one. We do know they have Murktide though, so grabbing Leyline of the Void was very good. They just had the right amount of counters, and honestly it came down to the fact that we just didn't hit mana, really. So that being said, I think we're just going to go ahead and keep it, run it back. Turn 1 Vexing Bauble. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Turn 1 Bauble into turn 2 Dumb Shit. I like it a lot. And the Bauble resolves. Okay. Admittedly, a Force of Will sucks if they got it, or Wasteland sucks if they got it, but we'll see. They aren't just slamming a Wasteland at the moment, so that's good. Alright, Undersea Sewers, cool. That means we're going to get to do things. They kept whatever was on top. Ooh, can I Paradox Engine here? I don't think so. No, I've only got 4 mana. But next turn we should be able to, assuming that they don't whatchamacallit here, pest control. Okay, we're pretty well set up here to be able to do some shit, so I like where we're at currently. If they pest control, it is annoying, but not the end of the world. It looks like that might be what they're doing here. Lavinia, okay. We have an answer for that, kind of. That you don't have... Alright, so we do need a land to actually be able to kill that. So give me a land? That is a land. I guess I do technically have to wait a turn. Because each opponent can't cast non-creature spells with mana value greater than the number of lands that player controls. Okay. That's fine. What do we want to get here? Let's go ahead and just grab... We'll grab another Manifold Key, that's fine. Unfortunately, we do only have 2 lands. So it means we can't actually do anything with this Lavinia yet. We do need 1 more land. And we will offer up this trade, that's fine. They choose not to take it, okay. We basically just need a land and for them to not wasteland us, and we can kill this Lavinia. Alright, well, we're winning this race so far. This feels like probably a Bowmasters. We're gonna untap the Grim Monolith. I meant to do this in Outstep, but I don't think it really matters. Leyline of the Void, that doesn't do anything. Unfortunately, our lack of lands is screwing us over here. Normally, Lavinia is not that great against us. Alright, so I am not swinging into the very obvious Bowmaster here. Alright, they're miracling a Saint Cath, that's fine. So this means that any of their counters are off the table, assuming I hit a land here. If I can hit a land, I can kill Lavinia. Land? Ugh, Grim Monolith. God damn it. Okay. I mean, this does let me make a dude, so I'm gonna do it. Because it gives me something to chump block the Catherine with. And then we're gonna untap this with the extra mana. Alright, so we're still just in a position where basically we just want to land. And we can cast this Dismember, kill Lavinia, and then we're off to the races. Assuming our opponent doesn't start finding their wastelands. But they're brainstorming, so it's very possible. Fuck. Okay. Well, basically we just gotta keep hitting lands, like I said. They can't attack with this Lavinia, and as long as I keep hitting, like, colorless cards, I can just do this little trick where I chump block and then sack it before damage. So that they don't gain any life. Alright, just runner lands for the next 2 turns. Come on. That is a land. Alright, we need 1 more land and for our opponent to not have another wasteland. Bowmasters? Bowmasters. Alright, so I'm going to take some damage next turn. I need them to not have a wasteland, and I need to hit a land. They're getting in with everything? That's interesting. Do they have some way to... I mean, this feels like a trap, but we're going to go for it, unless they fucked up and didn't mean to do that. Okay. Do they just have a backup Lavinia? Is that what it is? No. Pest control? It is pest control. So while we can then... So unfortunately this turns their counter magic back on. But I have a shitload of mana to try to do things with. So hopefully I can draw 2 must-answer spells at the top of my deck. Like, that very much felt like they have free counter magic in their hand. I mean, that is another must-answer spell. See if this resolves. At the very least, we get a dude. Okay, it resolved. Interesting. Another Bowmasters. Okay. They're just going to try to go aggro as hell. Got it. Ah, fuck. I forgot to sack that in response. Oops. Oh, well. Alright. Let's see what we can do here. What is this? Is this a Teferi? No. Prismatic Ending. Okay. Alright, well, let's hope that I hit, like, a One Ring or something off of... And that they don't have a counterspell, is really what it comes down to. One Ring, Karn, something. Urza's Saga, Womp. Alright, on to the next one, Good game, opponent. That was super close. Good game. Alright, final roll. Playing for the positive record. Won the die roll. Let's just do some crazy shit. This is all sorts of mana, but nothing to really do with it. I think we gotta ship that. No mana. Gotta ship that. This one we keep. I think we put back a redundant planar nexus and the whatchamacallit. Yeah, you saw what I put back. Our hope is that they don't have a bunch of counter magic and they're not on some super fast deck. Black. Okay, are they taking the One Ring or are they taking the Fleshraker? They took the One Ring. Got it. So that does mean we're going to get the Fleshraker down. And we do get to get some value off of this right off of the bat, assuming they don't have a counter. And then our hand is discard proof at this point. Like, you can discard us if you want, but it's just a land. You're not going to be able to take it. Mono black something. Oh, it's Pox. Okay. Okay. So this is going to be interesting. This is very much going to come down to what do we top deck here. Luckily, if City of Traders, okay. We'll just play that. We're still in the land mode. We can kind of survive most things here. Unfortunately, we are now like empty-handed. We have land so that we can survive like an actual smallpox. Is it annoying? Yes. Is it the end of the world? No. Barrogoyf. Death Touch, Lifelink. Equal to card types in all graveyards. So it's basically a Tarmogoyf with extra stats. Got it. Something good? Okay. I like Paradox Engine. Boom. Boom. And boom. Unfortunately, they do have a clock, so I'm going to need some really good payoffs to go along with this. Like, a Mystic Forge is the absolute best thing. What did they choose with Barrogoyf's ability? If you do, maybe put a creature card. Oh, there were no targets, so they chose nothing. Got it. I don't think Vexing Bauble matters here. I'm just going to instantly cycle it. Hello? Oh, I don't have Metalcraft, right. Yeah, this is kind of irrelevant, so we're just going to go ahead and cycle it right away. Into an Inventor's Fair. That will allow me to go get an artifact. It's going to be painful, but it will give me an opportunity to go get an artifact. And then we're basically just hoping we're off to the races after this. Because we're going to go get Mystic Forge. We're still going to have the ability to play Mystic Forge. I think they whiffed again. Yeah, they keep whiffing with Barrogoyf. If they have a opposition agent, this sucks. Wait. Oh, only if I have 3 more artifacts? Oh, that's bullshit. Okay. We've probably got like 1 draw step left to get out of this. I mean, this allows us to do it, but I'm probably dead. Like, this does give me the ability to go search for an artifact, but... Okay, they're drawing with Castle Locked-Wayne. Alright. This is probably my last draw step to get out of this. Alright, down to 4. Do they hit anything this time? No. So I think they literally just have it for the sake of being a big hitter. Okay. Activate this. Boom. Boom. And boom. So I don't have to take any damage to do it. If they have an opposition agent, this is a hell of a blowout. Okay, no opposition agent. Do I want Mystic Forge or do I want the One Ring? The One Ring can bias a turn, and I think it technically sees more cards. So yeah, let's grab the One Ring. Okay, 2 of the One Rings is nice. Alright. And the fact that we have another one to play next turn to chain them is amazing. Alright, let's draw a card. Urza's Saga is very good. We're gonna go ahead and pass the turn here. Or am I better off just going for it? Because if they have a discard spell, it's live now for the One Ring. But it does mean that I'm all in this turn. I think I'm better off just passing here. If they have something, they have something. They can chuck a One Ring. We'll see more cards next turn. We have protection, so unless it's like a Liliana effect, I think we're good. Alright. Opponent does understand how protection works. I've run into a few opponents who just swing it anyways. Fleshraker, okay. I do not hate that at all. If they have a Bowmaster, this sucks. Dark Ritual. Do they have double Bowmaster? Is that how this is ending? No, they're drawing with Castle Locked-Wayne, okay. They're looking for a Bowmaster? Okay, no Bowmaster. Run out the Fleshraker. Untap everything. I feel like if they had a Bowmaster, they would have done it there, but there's a part of me that wants to just play the One Ring here, just to be safe. Because this also makes it so that we'll do this. This looks really, really weird, but I think this is our best option. Because I also have a Mystic Forge. This gives us protection from our Ancient Tombs as well. We will take this. Okay, so now we have protection from everything. This gives us protection from our Ancient Tombs as well. And it gives us protection from if they were Sandbag and a Bowmaster. Alright, now we're just off to the races. Play this out. Okay, I don't think we lose from here. Yeah, I literally don't think there's a way that we lose from here. Tap this to draw some cards. We will play a Karn. Untap everything. We will literally draw our deck at this point. It's just going to take a few clicks. Do this. Do this. Do that. Go grab a Mycosynth Gardens. Or Mycosynth Lattice. What we want to do first is play this. We are going to always yield to that. And now we don't even need to, like, draw most of our deck. We're just going to go ahead and do this. Because we have multiple Fleshrakers. And we are just going to kill our opponent as quickly as possible. The cool thing is, like, these things stack. So, one is you make a dude get a damage. Two is you get two dudes do 4 damage. Like, it gets absolutely insane. And, like, they're just... I'm pretty sure this one is definitively killing them. Alright, and we're going to be nice and just cast a spell to kill our opponent here. We're not going to slow roll him. We're just killing him as quickly as we possibly can. So, Pox. That's, interesting. Alright, we got that. We got game 1 against Pox. That feels good. Alright, I honestly don't even know what I want against Pox. Leyline can keep their Barrogoyf smaller, and I don't know if they have any graveyard synergies. It looks like they probably do, so if they're playing Barrogoyf, I think I actually want Leylines. And maybe some Dismembers? I don't think Vexing Bauble is going to be very good. I don't think we're winning with combat damage. Take out the bad flesh, or the bad monoliths. And maybe take out one Paradox Engine? Let's try that. I mean, this is interesting. I don't like that we only have one land, but I like that it's a soul land. I like a bunch of other stuff about this. Opponent's mulliganing as well. It does have a Leyline, but I think we're going to ship it. Okay, I like this significantly better. We're going to keep this, and we're going to... I think we're going to put back the Mystic Forge for now. Alright, tapped Castle Locthwain. Alright, this looks funky, but I'm going to go ahead and do this. Because of the fact that we get instant value off of it, I'm willing to do this to get down a Glaring Fleshraker and then instantly get a dude and some mana off of it. So even if they, like, smallpox us or some shit, we can keep the Fleshraker. And if they don't kill Fleshraker or our spawn token or anything, we can get Karn down next turn. Like, a smallpox is annoying, but not the end of the world. Okay, Dark Ritual. Or are they just gonna, like, discard our whole hand here? Okay, Liliana the Veil is fine. If you just sack a creature, okay. Oh, okay, they had everything. Alright. So we need a soul land. Or I need another 0-drop artifact. This actually does it, right? Like, this gets Karn down? I think. Because this taps for 2. Untap this for 3. Tap this. Play Karn? I don't think I want to grab anything here. I think I just want to tick up and try to start taking them off lands starting next turn and see who can be the real Pox player here. There always is, like, Shoulder's Edict is a thing that can get rid of this Karn, and it just sucks I now have it for nothing. Spymaster's Vaults. Okay. Each opponent's discarding card. I'm empty-handed. They chuck a Thoughtseize. This can connive? Okay, interesting. Do I have enough mana to be able to just Mycosynth lock them here is the question. Oh, I 100% do. Okay, that is 100% Mycosynth Lattice lock mana. Untap this. I suppose they could have a Shoulder's Edict still. What can I grab out of my sideboard that would matter? I could grab the One Ring. That's probably the correct move. Because if they have a Shoulder's Edict, then Karn just dies and it doesn't matter. Let's do that. Tap this. Play the One Ring. We get protection. I do not remember if Shoulder's Edict is a target or not. I need to look that up. Like, I'd prefer them to be empty-handed. And they just scoop it up anyways. All right. I mean, we got the 3-1, and they decided that dealing with a Karn just wasn't good enough. Cool. I mean, that was super cool getting to see all the new cards and everything. So that was a fun league. Oh man, so that was a fun league. The deck felt great. I am absolutely loving Glaring Fleshraker. It is probably my favorite card from the set that I've gotten to play with so far. It just shined at every opportunity that it got. It was able to ramp, it was a good body, the pinging was relevant, and I think that is exactly what this deck needed. It gives it a viable win con that doesn't care if your artifacts are actually shut off or not, because all it cares about is you casting them. And the fact that it creates bodies also means it does allow you to still snowball even through the artifact hate, because you can sacrifice the Scions to make mana. It's not as efficient, but it's a good way to get through it. I think it's exactly what this deck needed. It felt great. Every new card in this deck felt great. Kozilek's command was a huge star as well, being able to basically fireball your opponent if you had a Glaring Fleshraker, set up your draws, act as a ramp spell. Like, it just felt really, really good in this deck. I think this is a good deck going into the new meta. Considering the fact that this style of deck was pretty weak prior to the release of Modern Horizons 3, with all the artifact hate running around, Gaddock Tigs, Lavinias, stuff like that. The addition of Fleshraker and K-Command give this deck a viable win con through that style of hate. So you aren't just stone cold dead to a Collector Roof or a Stony Silence that resolves. You do have ways out of it and a way to win the game. I mean, there isn't a whole lot to say. You kind of got to see the ups and downs of this deck. The one thing to keep in mind is that these new Eldrazi cards do require colorless mana. As you saw in that one match, I kind of forgot that and burned through a couple of Mox Opals that I didn't need to, forgetting I actually needed colorless mana to cast Fleshraker. So that is something to keep in mind. Even though it is a fully colorless deck, you need specifically colorless mana to be able to do some things, which Blood Moon pretty much just completely shuts off for the most part, and it is a little more mana intensive than it appears on paper. But overall, the deck felt great. Like I said, Fleshraker, all-star in this deck, exactly what it needed. I'm in love with that card. It's my new favorite card from the set, hands down. Like, I thought it was going to be good, and it surpassed all of my expectations. But I hope you all had fun watching this. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I will catch you all in the next one, and as always, stay salty. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you like what you saw. If you did, do me a favor, hit that like and sub button below. There are free ways to support the channel. And drop a comment, let me know what you like. Any kind of feedback you got, your opinions on my gameplay, the decks that I play, any of that kind of stuff. If you really like what you see, go ahead and drop by the Patreon. Become a patron, get to read some of my tournament reports and some stuff going on outside of just Magic in my life that I'm going to start putting over there as kind of my own personal blog. Also, you can do donation deck lists over there, just the price of a league if you have a specific deck you want to see, or you have an idea you want me to brew around, something like that, go ahead and do that. Nothing is required. It's always appreciated, though. Any donations go directly back into the channel, covering stuff such as leagues for donation decks or the rental program that I'm a part of. I am a small-time YouTuber. I'm doing this for fun. I really hope you all like what you saw. I truly appreciate you all stopping by. I will catch you all in the next video, and as always, stay salty.